Welcome to our first class with Stockfish. I had done a lot of studying over the last couple weeks, and I was trying to think of how to make this video. And I think the easiest way to do this is to first go over the first three moves in how to play against e4, the king's pawn, again, like how to play against it as black. So this first video will just go over the first three moves, unless if it's a really popular opening um, or it's important to show like maybe a move or two more, we'll do that. But if we get used to playing the first three moves, 3 to 4 moves, then at least we got that far. Stockfish can only teach us so much of the opening before we have to go on ourselves. And it's very important for us to be doing puzzles. I'm doing puzzles every day. It helps your thought process to find the best moves. So you can be like Stockfish. Even if the person plays a mistake, you can kind of see how or why that was a mistake, or try and calculate some things in your head to take advantage and say, hey, I can see uh, a tactic open up, or a positional mistake that you can kind of wiggle your way in and take advantage of. But anyways, with the king's pawn opening, e4, luckily it's mostly the same moves, same first three moves for almost every variation. The variations that it doesn't work for would be the Scotch game and the Ponziani. Let's get into some of these variations. The variations I'm going to go over is first the Italian game and the Ruy Lopez game, the Scotch game, the Four Knights game, and the Ponziani, as well as the Bishop's opening. These are the most common positions that you'll find, especially under 2000 rated. And let's get into it. For the most part, you're going to be able to play e5, knight c6, knight f6. Let's show the different games. So the first game is the Italian game. So, and that's these moves here. And we pretty much play the same moves all the time for the first three moves. Knight's out, pawn up. That's pretty much all you need to know. Um, get used to these moves for each of these games, and then I'll be doing follow-up videos to get more in depth how to really play against these. I'm actually going to go one move further because this seems to be very popular and it's good to know the moves. So most likely they'll play the pawn up, and then Stockfish 17 seems to like this pawn moving up at least to 35 depth. But also, it's almost tied for bishop to c5 there. I do think this might be a little bit more accurate because the person could end up getting their bishop trapped, and you don't want them to just trade it off for your knight. So I think that probably is slightly more accurate. Let's go into the next game. And then the second game is the Ruy Lopez. And the moves look just like this. And this is called the Berlin defense. And then the next game, we're going to get into the Scotch game. Now, you can't play all the same moves that you did before. Because they're just going to challenge the center. And you just take it. And they'll probably recapture. And right here, it's important. We're going to go a couple moves into it. Uh, the next important move is to bring the knight out to attack this pawn most likely they will want to trade off the knight, and you recapture towards the middle in this case. So that's the Scotch game. It's just trying to fight for the center and keep pressuring the pawn if you can. The next variation is the four knights. So, and this is how you would come across the four knights. If they actually play something really crazy, like the Halloween Gambit, it's easy to play against and just have to know a couple of moves in. So this would be the Halloween Gambit. They immediately try and attack um, the knight, and the best move is to pull it back. And if they come after this one, just take it all the way back home. They have a good center, but it's ultimately not going to hold. Uh, and you see the evaluation bar is um, in definitely in your favor. So don't be afraid of the Halloween Gambit if they play it against you. Um, but the four knights, that's the way it looks. Okay, then the next game that we're going to show is the Ponziani. And the Ponziani starts off like such, with them moving the pawn up. And right there should tell you just go straight for the center. They're going to try and be a little cheeky, pull out the queen to pin it against the king, the knight, and you just simply want to put the pawn right there inside of the queen and unpin it from the king. And yeah, the best moves would be for them to take the pawn and you would actually just move it up. Like it seems kind of scary to have it being attacked by a pawn right away, but perfectly safe because they have to move their queen. It's under attack now by that bishop. You got a free move, and the best move for them is just to take the queen and put it back home. And right there, you just want to capture the other knight. They'll pull up the queen. You develop your knight to attack the pawn and enjoy your game. You're in a slightly better position. This is just an introduction to the how to start your games. If you want to follow me, if you want to learn these different variations, if you're thinking, oh, all these variations, they're giving me a headache. Oh, like how will I ever remember any of this? This is how you do it. You just do it little by little. Just learn one variation after the next and see what you're coming across most of the time and learn from it. Just try and get a little bit further each time, play it, find out where you make mistakes, and try not to make them again. And I'll just make videos going over a lot of these different things that you'll come across in your games. Hopefully, we can learn together in how to play like Stockfish. With that being said, thank you for watching. I'll start making videos about each of the variations that I'm coming across. The most common that we would see under 2000 rated. In the future videos, when I show the different variations, I'm also going to show you the mistake variations, like what mistakes that you're going to commonly see among lower elo players, like under 2000 rated, what mistakes that they usually play, and how to take advantage of it. The homework that you would have is learn the three moves, 4 or 5 if kind of the easy setups, such as the Ponziani and the Italian game, and do a lot of puzzles. And I'll catch you on the next video. So the next video, I'll probably go over the next 2 moves in addition to the initial setups. So get a little bit more advanced each time when I make these lesson videos. But anyways, thank you again for watching, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.